Hello, hello.
Welcome back,
Welcome back, gangsters.
gangsters. Uh, so I'm sure you guys had a quite a fun time last time with DC. I'm sure you've all checked it out by now.
Yeah, they're ranting, raving, they're going crazy.
Going
They're
crazy.
knocking on my door.
That's right. Like who sent you hooligans over here? Bikey gang. That's who.
Nice. Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool if we got we got sponsored by each city. You know, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Sponsored by Detroit, Michigan.
A girl can dream, you know. But today we're doing the Big D, not to be confused
The
with.
Big D. And we're not talking
Yeah.
about Dallas.
That's right.
We're
Well,
talking
yeah, that
about
too.
me.
Not to be confused with Eric Urban. We're talking about Detroit.
The two are often intermixed. They're interchangeable, you know?
And it's like, oh, that's the Big D skyscraper. Oh no, that's just there.
That's just me. Stop. Stop it, guys. Making me blush.
So Detroit's it's located in Michigan. Didn't know.
What?
I know. I was surprised too. The population is 632,464. That's exact.
That's exact. Is that city? That city pop?
City pop.
The city pop, my favorite musical genre.
The city pop. That's right.
City pop.
Jamming it in Detroit. 14.4% are white.
Wow.
77%.
Is that the lowest white count we have?
Yeah,
San
definitely.
Antonio was what, like 24?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's lower than a lot lower than San Antonio.
Wow.
77% black. Alone.
Like DC in its heyday.
2%. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, 14.4% white alone, 77% black alone, 2% Asian, 8% Hispanic, 6% foreign born.
6% foreign born?
Yeah. And just, I think at least not to throw anyone off, like these stats matter insanely, but just like I find that yeah, that's how I base my yeah. But if you're say that you're an Asian and you're looking for other Asian homies, you might not want to move to Detroit, for that kind of thing. To clarify on like the 5th episode or something,
a lot of users, a lot of watchers have been asking. A lot of Asian American followers have been asking, "Yo, should I move to Detroit?"
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, I mean, not if
No.
you want to see, not if you want to see other Asian people.
That's right. Yeah. So 6% are foreign born, 16% have a Bachelor of Arts or higher. Pretty low.
Bachelor of Arts.
Yeah. Or sorry, BA or BS. Sorry.
16% have a Bachelor in Arts. The rest got a real degree.
Yeah, that's right. 60% loser. 84% non-loser. 33% are in poverty. So one of the highest, if not, I think the highest percentage of poverty that we've had so far.
What was the percentage?
33% poverty. I think that's higher than San Antonio, right? I think San Antonio once again was only like 20 something.
Yeah, I forget what San Antonio's was.
Only. Yeah.
Oh, that is 30. Like a third of the city is in poverty.
The city is living in poverty. Yeah, kind of crazy.
That's insane, man.
Yeah. So yeah, a third of 632,000 people. Although the cost of living is pretty cheap as well, for those reasons. Median Valley housing is 52,700. Median rent.
And the median house in Detroit is beautiful. Let me tell you.
They're spectacular. Actually, I didn't get the chance to tour around on Google Maps this time as much. So you've been to You've been to Detroit too.
I've got a whole scene I can paint.
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
gonna paint you a little picture,
Nice.
like I'm Vincent Van Gogh. You're gonna be one of my French girls, Joseph. I'm gonna paint you
Oh, please
a
paint me
picture.
like you're Bob Ross, and
So
I'm a tree full of foliage.
this is a happy little foreclosed home, and this is
This is one that got uh this is an arsony victim. What is it? An arson victim.
this one is this brick is 200 years old and is crumbling as we speak.
Jesus. Median, I'll let you paint that picture here in a second. That beautiful, beautiful picture. Median rent is $850. The lowest rent that we've had so far, median rent. Median, same thing for housing. Pretty much everything on this list is going to be the most depressing. Well, not everything, but median household income is 32,500.
Yikes!
Pretty shocking. Average monthly grocery bill is 1% higher than the national average.
What?
Yeah,
Higher than the national average.
I guess it's still a city. I don't know.
I guess.
Bread is $3.50. Milk is $2.24. Egg carton is $1.56.
Just the carton, not the egg. You want the eggs in the carton, that's going to cost you extra.
That's right. And if it's the egg, it's just one. Bananas, a bunch. I don't know how many. Yeah, they always say like a. They always say a bunch. Yeah, that's the amount. Don't look into it. It's too much.
Don't look into it. I've done all this extensive research.
Bananas are $3.39 per bunch. I don't know how much a bunch consists of. Is it a specific number, or is it just like whatever
I don't know.
amount the tree comes?
$3? Because I mean, usually when I see
$3.39.
bananas, I see like 80 cents a pound or something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that.
But I guess, I mean, depending on how big your bunch is.
The bunches are bigger in Detroit.
It has to be like 4 pounds to justify like $3.50.
Yeah, it's a huge bunch. A burger is $4.79. So might as well get the burger.
Yeah. Honestly, forget bananas. Those are way expensive in Detroit. Get a burger. It's the cheapest thing in the city.
So yeah, that's the cost of living. 52,700 for median house. Median rent
$525,600.
Median household income 32,000. That's crazy for it to be the median. I'm sure there are a few rich people in Detroit, but goddamn, they're not skewing the numbers as much as the other cities.
You billionaires need to make more money.
That's the message. That's the message of the city.
This is Big Bikey
the podcast.
Gang, and
yeah, sponsor the 1%. They are the minority. They need our help.
Today's sponsor is Jeffrey Bezos, not Amazon, just Jeffrey himself.
Just Jeffrey. He's a minority. He needs representation.
That's right. Jeffy kisses.
That's right. What did you see for well, I guess first of all, for the based on the household income and the median house value, did you see in your experience there, was it worth it? Was it a $52,000 home? Did it look like the houses were $52,000?
It depends. It depends. If you're like in Detroit proper, like if you're in the city limits of Detroit, then yeah, almost kind of. I could see it being worth if you're actually like in the city limits of Detroit.
Nice.
It's like outside the city where things really start to crumble. At least in my experience. I mean, I'm sure
things fall apart.
Yeah, things fall apart. I'd say especially if those stats were specific to like the city
You know?
limits, then yeah, I'd say 52 is worth it. If it's like
Okay.
a metro stat, and this is
Yeah.
why it's important to know this, kids, then I'd say
Right.
no, it's not worth it.
Right. Yeah.
You're probably getting a pile of bricks.
Yes. For $52,000, what a steal! You know? Free bricks. You know. I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see too much. Uh, Anything very gratifying about
Oh,
its architecture. Um, I will. I did see that it's known for the large city murals, and I saw a few of those while I was taking a tour around Google Maps, Google Earth.
they got Stevie Wunderbar over there. That was
Oh,
one
do
of
they? Oh,
my
yeah.
favorites. Yeah,
Did you see that one?
yeah.
It's pretty sick.
I
Was it
think
like?
I sent it to the chat. The boom
Oh, I
bois.
think so. Yeah, I think I do remember that actually. Um, that is pretty cool. And yeah, speaking of uh, Mr. Wunderbar, um, they are Motown drags in the whole history of Motown drags in quite a bit uh, of tourists. So there's that. Um,
Really?
yeah,
I mean, I'm surprised
the Mo-
that like there even is like
people
a
go.
there. I'm surprised there's a tourism section for
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah, sure. There is. I have here. They have um Motown Museum. That's the name of it, and
Yeah,
it's just dedicated. What an original name. It's dedicated to to the history of the Motown and central Detroit, like heart of downtown. Um, do you have anything to say about like the kind of stuff that you saw going on, on the with boots on the ground?
boots boots on the ground.
That's right.
Um, yeah, I'll just go into my story here. I got
Do some cultural analysis for the
hmm,
boys back home.
the boys back home. Well, Joseph, I'm reporting here in Rock, Detroit City.
Rock Detroit City.
So I flew in to the airport because I had business to attend to. I'm a very busy man, a very busy businessman.
A businessman.
It's a good cup of Joe.
He
But
works in a business.
he
He's
works
drinking
in a
coffee.
business. Don't look it up, but I am a
So
businessman.
yeah, he's a coffee drinker.
Yeah, that automatically proves that I'm very important in the business world.
Uh, classic,
Uh,
classic Beantown.
Classic Beantown. That's right. Roasted. These coffee
Roasted.
beans are from Beantown, so which is why it's so terrible.
Boston, not known for its coffee.
No, no, it's not necessarily a tropical environment that Boston is. But this isn't about Boston. This is about another tropical area, Detroit, Michigan,
In the heart of the equator.
the
Yeah.
heart of the equator. So the airport is like halfway between Detroit and Ann Arbor. So you have to take
Same thing with
a
DC.
city bus from the airport to downtown Detroit. And it's like an hour long bus.
Fuck.
And you walk into the bus and there's, it is the most bussy smelling bus I've ever been on.
The most bussy smelling bus.
Yeah,
That
I
paints
feel
a
like
picture. Yeah.
I feel like that sums up. People will get the picture. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
this
certainly.
bus is the most bus smelling bus I've ever bussed down in.
The essence of bus, the essence of public transportation.
Put it in a candle, baby. The essence of bus.
Sold at your local what is it? It's not Barnes and Noble. What is it? This
Oh, yeah, like a Wicker or whatever.
Yeah, I forget the name, the
Oh,
major retailer.
Yankee Candle. Do a
Yankee
Yankee
Candle,
Candle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sold at your local Barnes and Noble.
When what does your apartment smell like? Cigarettes and urine. Oh, that's
That's the essence of bus.
that's the essence of bus.
You like it?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's Christmas gift ideas.
Christmas. It's
Give
getting to be
your
that time, and
give your
you know
insignificant other
we're dropping some merch. The first one is Essence of Bus candles.
essence of bus. Give your insignificant other a gift they will abhor for months and years to come.
Oh my
Uh,
God! I'm breaking up with you. Do you have a significant other that you want to end things with? I think that's just a gift for you.
like,
Merry Christmas, baby.
she says it in the same tone, like, oh my god,
Oh my God, babe!
I'm giving
I'm
up.
breaking up with you.
Pretty great. Good way to
So I
end it.
walk on. So I get onto this bus, and at first it's just like airport riders. So like people people like in sweats or whatever, or even there's like a businessman too. It seemed like there's a suit and tie man going out
Wow.
about his business, a Detroit billionaire,
A DC
perhaps.
man.
Yes, a
A DC
businessman,
a DC man. A DC man.
a Desaman.
Yeah, yeah. It was one of those.
One of those. Um, and then so we're going along. We get outside the airport, and we're kind of in like a rural area that's very wooded. It's very natural.
Nice.
Not a whole lot of buildings. And whatever buildings there are, it seems like it's old like junk car heaps, or like ironwork stuff. And most of like the people who like get on the bus seem to be like people who are like clearing out the fields or working in these like scrap yards.
Got it. Yeah.
And
The
there was also like an interesting like camaraderie, like
among
this
the
group of
construction workers.
yeah, these group of people, this group of like scrap metal people get on, and this group of like field people get on, and then like they like look at each other and like start talking to each other. And at first I thought it was like, oh, it's gonna be like a hostile
Yeah.
public. They're mortal enemies. They're sworn
It's clan
enemies.
against clan. Yeah.
But no, they just were. Hey, I saw you on the bus last week. What's going on, man? And it was like a sweet little moment.
Oh, nice. All
They were
right.
talking.
It wasn't like the Sharks and the Jets. It was more like the I don't know, the people from Greece. I assume I've never seen it. But yeah, it was a friendly exchange.
Yeah, it was interesting. Oh, another thing is there was a sign on the sign by the bus driver that says, "Please do not talk to the bus driver." And then there's this one guy.
He's just had it. He's had enough of it.
he's had it. You can't talk to me anymore while I'm on the job.
The transit system didn't put out. He handmade that. He like wrote it down.
It was on a sticky note.
Yeah.
Don't talk to the bus driver.
Got a real Squidward situation going on. A real Squidward driving the bus.
But then this one guy like gets on the bus, and I don't know, I guess knew the bus driver, and like spent the whole bus ride talking to the bus driver.
Damn.
And it's like it's just like such a common thing that it eventually becomes a problem where people are like clamoring to talk to this bus driver.
There's a line just for not for the
You
bus,
had
but
your
just
turn. You had your 5 minutes. I want to talk to him now.
like the descriptive term of clamoring to get to talk to this riveting bus driver.
Wow. What wisdom do you have for me today?
Wow.
Wow.
And then you took a left, you say?
Oh. So you took a right on Fairfield, and then you just went straight down? What?
And you did that again the next day. Wow.
And the next day. And
and
the
the
next
next day,
day, and the
and the
next
next
day.
day. Not to put down any bus drivers, I'm sure you have some, interesting things to say. It's just, um, yeah, clamoring would be,
Clamoring to talk to this bus driver.
please
So
do not
where he
talk to
has
this
to,
bus
he has to do something about it.
driver. He's, I
It's
gotta
hard
put
to
him into
drive. It's
this.
hard to drive with all these people talking to him.
It's a road. It's a safety hazard. Um,
Yeah.
Speaking of the transportation, I don't know if you remember the specific name. I saw a few different names for it, but the main one seemed like the DDOT or D dot. I'm guessing they,
Yeah. Yeah.
shorten it.
That seems right. That
They're the
sounds
ones that provide bus service through Detroit and a few suburbs. It says they run 24/7, which is
hmm
insane.
Yeah.
I guess I'm assuming that like the hours decrease as the night the hours
Right.
get more
Right.
obscure, the timing decreases. $2 for
Yep.
adults, 4 hour
Yeah.
fare, pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good flat one.
I mean,
Free
that's crazy.
transfers. Yeah, $2 for 4 hours. Yeah, that's pretty good.
$2 for 4 hours.
$2.
That's
um Student
uh,
fare
but
is 50
but
cents.
like I said, you are getting a very bussy bus
A
for that.
bussy bus, right?
But I mean,
Okay, it
it
is what it is.
it got me from the airport to downtown, so can't
Right.
complain.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
I
It
got a
does make
nice
sense.
little story out of it too.
That's right. And all you
This
gotta do is plug your nose, and that's it.
those $2 maybe made me a millionaire. It's like a Jeff Bezos story. I took this $2 investment and turned it into millions.
Yeah, that's right. A millionaire in experience.
That's
Um,
right.
Free
Uh,
transfers. Student fares are 50 cents, which is pretty cool.
really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
50 cents. Insane.
Yeah.
Might as well make it free at that point. But yeah, still
Yeah.
amazing.
What about my
Seniors.
50 cents?
I know. I have a note when we get to the scooters that quotes Walter. Everyone knows Walter,
Everyone knows.
so I don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
But seniors and disabled are 50 cents as well.
Nice.
Uh, Disablers, the 24 hours pass. A 24-hour pass is $5. So well worth it if you're just gonna be out all day running errands. As well
Yeah.
get the 24-hour one.
Or just talking to that bus driver.
Just talking to the bus driver for 24 hours straight. 31 day D dot pass is $50.
Hmm.
So some pretty good deals.
Yeah.
If you're a commuter, a non-car commuter. Overall, would you say the transportation was pretty reliable while you were there?
Yeah, actually. I mean, the only form of transportation I took was bus, but the bus was reliable.
Yep,
It seemed like a lot of people depend on it.
true.
Um, I know it looked like in like the heart of downtown, there's a monorail, but that's probably more just like for fun than for any
Yeah,
like sort of
I
commuting
saw that.
purpose.
I think it's called the people transporter or people something kind of gimmicky
Mhm.
that doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah,
Uh,
at least make it catchy.
yeah, but yeah, it seems like a really colorful rail that just goes through the center of downtown, kind of like a Seattle thing. You remember when we
Yeah,
did that?
yeah,
Oh shit, that's another we could do too, huh?
yeah.
Damn, I forgot.
The beginning of the end
Yeah,
of both our relationships. I feel
this
like
the Seattle. Um,
the Seedle, the
yeah,
Seedle of destruction.
yeah. The wow, that was like 5+ years ago.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was yeah.
still do something about it. The
Do something about it.
do something about
We could definitely do Seattle,
yeah. Up next, Seattle, Washington.
Washington.
Um, I have a quote here from the D dot saying
Please
the
stop talking to me. I'm not that interested.
Stop talking to our bus drivers. This has become of national concern. Not even not even state. It says the Detroit City Council rejected a contract with Transdev on November 22nd, 2022, that would have allowed DDOT to continue to provide 1,000 rides a day to residents with disabilities. As a result, DDOT will institute a 70% reduction in transportation services at
Wow.
January 1st, 2023, providing roughly 300 rides a day, down from they had to restate it because I think they're kind of pissed, down from 1,000 a daily. The city council did approve a contract with People's Express, which will provide 30% of existing paratransit service. Um, that's pretty shocking. They're cutting their bus. I saw that like constantly while looking this stuff up. That
Don't look it up though. You guys don't look it up. Only Joseph.
yeah, we did it. But I did see very often stated that the department, like transit in general in Detroit, is super underfunded, and it looks like this is like just a huge continuation of that. I don't know
Mm,
if it could be. I mean, it could be that they get another contract for more for different buses or something. I don't know. But it's the way it sounds like they're significantly reducing um their bus routes, their bus schedules, at least their
yeah.
buses, period. So something to take into account if you're um after January 1st, I
Yikes.
guess.
That's rough.
um but yeah, maybe it's just temporary for the winter, and then um they'll hire more buses, more
We'll hire more buses. There's not a
buses.
lot of
Yeah.
buses looking for work these days. That's the
I
problem.
know.
These
They're
lazy
just
buses with their millennial mindset of,
yeah.
oh,
These lazy buses with their yeah, just coasting on the welfare, just
yeah.
coasting on the COVID checks. Um, but
But
yeah, so,
back to getting into the heart of Detroit.
yeah,
So it starts off, airport, then you're kind of in like the woods, and then you kind of start getting into this like mixed area where it's like kind of suburb, but also still
uh,
kind of woods, and like
scary.
it's like a lot of like boarded up buildings and like
Sounds like witch
knocked
houses.
down brick, and then the trees are growing in between these places,
Oh, gee.
and I'm
Yeah,
like,
it sounds like a real spooky town. Real.
there were times where I'm like, oh my god, like it's real. There's a lot of times going
Yeah,
into cities where I you kind of learn not to believe like
yeah,
in the myths of stuff, just
yeah,
in
for
general,
sure.
not only in cities, but just like any sort of myth. It's a lot of times
Yeah,
hyperbolized.
like
And
the Jersey Devil.
there was a time on the bus where I'm like, holy shit, like it's all 100% true.
Damn,
Like it was all like knocked down, like buildings were like leaning,
boarded up.
boarded up,
Shit.
just like broken windows and glass everywhere, and just like rubble, just like random piles of rubble. Like where, like
Where this come from?
yeah, where did this all come from?
It's a decorative piece.
And like the
Um,
people who got on, like were like
had an eye
characters out of
patch.
8 Mile. There's
They had
this
an eye
one,
patch on.
yeah, like there's this one girl. Like I made specific note of this one girl. She looked like
Eminem.
Eminem's mom in Eight
Oh,
Mile.
oh
And
wow. I can't remember. So she was hot, I'm guessing.
no,
Okay. I'm looking that up right now.
so
How
don't
how
look it up.
how bad is Eminem's mom from Eight
How bad is Eminem's mom?
Mile? Oh, she's bad.
But it's like she like walks in with like greasy blonde hair. She has like a pink, like juicy
Oh
sweater
yeah.
on, and
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 The juicy sweater. I know that's such a staple when riding the bus and you see someone that's not doing very well. They
Yeah,
always have like
and
a juicy sweater.
and she spent the whole time just like arguing with who I assume was her boyfriend the whole time on the bus, just screaming on the phone. To her boyfriend about something.
Sad, man. What a life, a bug's life.
What a life.
It's a
Um,
bug's life in Detroit.
we lost, we
um,
lost you, Joseph.
oh, really? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm John Cena now. Let's pretend John Cena's interviewing me.
John Cena went into the hospital.
That's
Oh,
right.
really? Okay. Well, then I guess I just can't see you.
Okay.
How am I supposed
You
to
can't see
focus
me.
when I can't see you? Oh, you're back. You're back.
Oh, thank God.
Whatever. Who
I
knows? Who
could see
cares?
myself either.
We can cut
Uh,
this. We can cut that out.
uh,
But yeah,
so you
so
pretty sad, pretty depressing.
yeah, and like also you can tell like the people. I mean, like you said, a third of the city's in poverty, and you can tell like the people riding the bus are
Hmm.
like very impoverished,
Right.
and it was
So,
very depressing, and it was a point where I'm like, wow, like it's true, and like what am I gonna do? Like I don't necessarily want to just walk around in Detroit if it's actually like
right.
really what Detroit is.
Yeah.
Um,
The legends are true.
yeah, but
Uh,
I kept riding along, um, and like there were like random pockets of niceness,
mm,
like downtown Dearborn, like was randomly nice. Um, there was there's a point where we got to like the American Muslim Museum, and like that area was very nice. Um,
interesting.
Also, something that I don't think we touched on, but Michigan in general, and especially Detroit, is a very
Mhm.
Muslim place.
Oh, really? Wow. I
A
would
lot of
never have
Islamic
guessed that.
there.
It's so random.
I remember in high school there was like um, like Supreme Court case, or maybe even just like a circuit court case about like allowing like a religious foot washing station at the University of Michigan, and how it was
Oh,
like
okay.
an issue because it was like it's a public school, but we're doing like a
Okay.
religious thing, so
Right,
separation
right,
of
right.
church and state kind of issue. But there's like
That's
such a
surprising.
large just Muslim population. I think they ended up keeping the foot washing station.
That's surprising. It's so it's like to that extent, that
Yeah,
they need a court case, and they also, for a foot washing station. Public foot washing. That's pretty
right.
crazy.
Yeah, of all the
Um,
innocuous things
yeah,
to get
that's pretty
upset about.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Um, yeah, so there's
Yeah.
like random pockets of niceness, but then there's just like total despair. But
Despair.
also, um, there are a couple of businesses I wanna talk about. First of all, it seemed like
Shout out our sponsors. Yeah.
shout out our sponsors, Jeff Bezos. Dude, there were some food places
Mhm.
that looked like they would be really, really good, just because they were just in the middle of like total wasteland, and it's like
Oh yeah.
it's got to be so good that they're still in business, you know?
Right. They have like graffiti signs or something. Really
Yeah. It's
colorful.
like one
Yeah.
of those, the stereotypical thing of like you got to look for like the worst, like rundown place, and that's where you get the best food. I
The
saw
hole in
some
the
of
wall
like the
burritos.
best examples, and there were some places I was like, I'm tempted to get off, but I don't know how often these buses run, and I also don't want to walk all the way to downtown Detroit.
Right. You just chatted for 2 hours.
But
Oh,
there's this place called Snack in the Box that labeled themselves as soul food,
stack
and
in the
they had
box.
like a Traeger, like a small little Traeger out front, and then it was just kind of like leaning. It was like a leaning building, snack in the box, soul food with a Traeger out front, and like, dude, I bet it's so good. I bet it's so good.
it sounds like it's like out of some kind of a cartoon. The
Yeah,
way you describe it, it's like slightly leaning house,
yeah.
snack in the box,
Um, then there's
better than Jack in the Box.
well, oh yeah, way better than snack in the crack,
Yeah.
Jack in the crack. There's this place. It was called like Happy Pizza or something. But they were like talking about this. They were advertising this like special they had that was like a chicken and rib like sub sandwich, and I'm like, yo,
Chicken and rib. God
chicken
dang.
and rib.
So much protein. That's
Man,
amazing.
McDonald's better watch your back.
Yeah. The McRib is doesn't know what's coming for it.
Yeah,
Chicken and rib
yeah,
in a sub sandwich, you said?
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
That's a
mean,
huge
yeah.
that's gonna make you take a pretty big dump that sandwich, right?
But I bet once again, I think it'd be worth it. I think
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
I think
I
so.
I am very curious about those places because
Yeah,
I bet they do taste. I bet it's good food.
yeah. I remember
But
seeing an Anthony Bourdain
yeah,
special in high school.
I'm here in the outskirts of Detroit, Michigan,
That's right.
and
And
we've got Happy Pizza right next to the tire fire and the pile of rubble.
right in between. Um, the 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 city landmark pile of rubble. You take a left at the pile of rubble, take a right at the tire fire, and you're at Happy Pizza.
You're at Happy
Um,
Pizza, and
yeah,
you too will be happy. You'll be as happy as this pizza.
happy as a clam. Um, how often did you notice how often the buses ran? I didn't get that.
I
Um,
I
it says 24/7, so I'm assuming that it doesn't run too fast. I mean too often.
yeah
Um,
I
it's
don't
so
have an
fun.
exact. I'm trying to remember because like from the
Yeah,
airport, I waited I think like 10 minutes.
okay,
So like
not
maybe
bad.
15, maybe 20, maybe
Yeah,
30.
maybe
I don't
30.
know.
I guess for an airport, yeah, that's not bad waiting. Um, have the here, um, the queue line, I guess is another thing, which is a streetcar, um,
Mm,
operating mostly downtown,
yeah,
pretty much exclusively downtown, stopping at parks, theaters, arenas, and colleges, kind of more of an
for the inner
urban kind
city.
of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, instead of a subway, I guess it's more like a streetcar.
trolley
Um,
car kind of
yeah,
San
um,
Francisco thing.
yes, trolley, yeah. The base fare is $1.50 all day, $3 monthly, $30 annually. Um, and oh wait, I had that mixed up. $285 annually, $30 monthly, and all day $3, with the base fare being $1.50.
Mm.
Um, pretty, it's pretty good. I don't
Yeah,
know how, yeah, 30 $1.50 for just to get on though, pretty good.
yeah,
If you live downtown, especially.
yeah.
I saw there is a MoGo bike share. It's the name of the bike share.
Mm,
43 stations around greater downtown.
mm,
They plan to expand to neighborhoods and suburbs next year.
mm.
But for
So it's
now, it's
pretty
mostly,
new. It sounds like.
it
Yeah,
sounds like it's new only downtown.
yeah.
For now, 30-minute rides with charges after exceeding 30 minutes. The
Mm.
daily pass is $8, which is a little on the higher.
$8.
Yeah, pretty high. Monthly is 18, and annually is 80, which is actually not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. They
might
go
as well
from
just
yeah.
yeah. So might as well
They're
just get
really
the
pushing
fucking
you to get the year pass.
yeah
Why would you get a day
day
pass
pass.
when 10 10 rides of the day pass, you already might as well get a year.
Yeah,
I mean, if
I
you
don't
use
know.
it every day, I mean, it's a
Yeah, I
no.
guess it's for people that really want to use it annually. That's yeah. I'm assuming that it's not a very big bike friendly. if they're pressing for the annually.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I don't.
did you see a
I,
lot of bike paths?
no, I don't
True.
recall really there being any bike infrastructure or any bicyclists really at all.
So, well, okay, not I guess not the most bike friendly city.
Yeah.
I saw it was relatively relatively spread out, relatively sprawling. Um, outside of the metro area, that didn't
Yeah.
seem like there was a huge suburb um clustered right next to it or anything.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
there's Dearborn, but even that, like I said, like there's like a downtown center of Dearborn, which is city-esque, and then the rest is kind of like what I was describing before.
right, not very pretty. Not very, what was it, jolly.
But it is crazy how so you go through all of that,
Mm.
and it's like a complete 180 in downtown. Like once you're in like downtown and like in like Detroit proper, like
Cool.
it's surprisingly nice. It's
Right.
like I had a great time walking around. Like there's a lot
So
of
was
because there's like a lot of stuff going on. I thought the architecture was interesting. I was
oh yeah.
inspired. We talked about this during our Traverse City one, but
Mm.
it's like when it was like cold, Traverse City was like sad and boring, and then when it was sunny, it was like happy and good.
Hmm.
It was snowing a little bit when I was in Detroit, and I was still like, "Oh, this is a cool place." It passed the snow test for me.
Nice. That's always good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It passed the snow.
Um,
Past the winter test is
yeah,
always
passed the winter
actually
test, and it was like, "Oh,
that's
like
pretty
this is
surprising.
actually." You get to like
Yeah.
the city center, and like this place is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Going back to like the Motown thing, like
Mhm.
so easy to find like a music venue. There was like a
Nice.
lot of stuff that looked interesting. They've got the music hall,
A
Tin
lot of
Roof,
music.
Fox Theater, Opera House. There's this
Oh yeah.
place. There's this place that I wasn't able to like visit because it just like wasn't open and wasn't able to like or like wasn't open during the window that I was there. And I was like, damn, I'd actually be willing to come back to Detroit just to like go to this place. But like there's
Damn.
this jazz cafe. And I'm like,
Oh,
and it
nice.
looks so sick. It looks so fancy and classy. I was like, I gotta check
Nice.
this place out.
Yeah, painting a picture of Detroit that doesn't seem that all that bad. At least you're saying inner city,
Yeah.
um, which is strange because, well, I guess it's kind of 50-50. But typically cities, you know, they look
Right.
worse in kind of
It
the
is
beltway.
it is kind of right because you talk about like, oh, the inner city is the
Yeah,
typically the issue area.
yeah.
Here
But no, it's,
it is a complete 180. You
it's a
get out in
thriving.
you get out in the suburbs and it's spooky. But you get into like downtown and you're like, wow, this is a nice little place.
Go from Halloween to Christmas.
Yeah.
Um, Interesting. So I guess that is downtown is worth checking out. It sounds
Downtown's
like it
worth
has a lot of good music, a lot of good food.
like good music,
Um,
potentially good food if you're willing to risk it.
Stop the biscuit for the biscuit.
Risk it for that
For the
chicken ranch
brisket.
sub for the brisket. Nice,
Yeah,
in the leaning tower of brisket.
nice. That sounds so good. Um, I also have here just to round up the transportation. Um, you something called a connector, which transports between Ann Arbor, Dearborn, and Detroit
Yeah,
for University of Michigan.
yeah,
The general public.
yeah.
One way is $6, round trip $12.
Hmm.
I don't
So
know why.
I also rode that bus.
Oh, nice.
I think they
Better
refer to it
quality.
as the yeah. It is better quality. It's um so like the $2 bus, it's like plastic seats. And it's like a bus.
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
city bus. The Ann Arbor to Detroit one is like um not a well like Greyhound, but
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
with like the felt seats and like
Yeah.
yeah.
Nicer
So it's just
touch.
like a yeah,
Yeah, nice.
higher quality bus. Um,
And that one was $6 one way, so it's a bit, pricier.
yeah,
Um, but it is for, you know, University of Michigan goers,
right.
staff, student,
Yeah, it's
etc.
specifically right because it's not going to make stops. Like if you're looking for it, like oh you live in wherever
Yeah,
and like I want to take the nice bus. Well,
right. Yeah,
you
you can't
can't.
really.
You can only take the nice bus if you're going to Ann Arbor.
That's right. Um, how far is Ann Arbor from Detroit?
It's like an hour
Would you say?
drive.
Okay, I was just wondering.
And it took like the nice bus like an hour just because it wasn't stopping. It took the
Okay,
the
nice.
regular bus an hour to get downtown from the airport just because it's stopping a lot. But
Okay, so if
from
you like go to Michigan, University of Michigan, you could just $6 for a night downtown pretty
yeah,
easily.
yeah,
Just 2 hour back and forth. But I'd
and
say by the sound of downtown as you painted, it seems like it's pretty worth the 2 hours.
yeah, I I'd say it would be a good thing for all of you University of Michigan students out there. And I know there's a lot of you out there listening to us. We're big in Ann Arbor. Shout out Ann Arbor. Thank you for your support. Woo! Um,
Shout out Ann Arbor.
Shane,
Um,
but
one
yeah,
of the
definitely go to Detroit. Check it
yeah,
out. It's fun.
I
Uh,
saw it has one of the highest car insurance rates in the country.
mm,
Um, the average minimum commute time is 25 minutes,
mm.
and 24% of Metro Detroit has a commute of over 50 miles.
Over
Um,
50?
over 50 miles. Yeah,
Wow.
that's 24%. So that's skewing the average commute time by quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I think most people uh, shorter commute time.
Yeah.
We already mentioned that the big city murals. I do have some good stuff for the architecture for the
Uh-huh.
inner city.
Yeah.
Um, um, Large city murals I have here because of the city's economic difficulties. The National Trust for Historic Preservation has listed many of Detroit's skyscrapers, if not most, and many buildings as some of America's most endangered landmarks, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about, like an endangered landmark,
Yeah.
going extinct. Detroit going extinct.
Detroit's
um,
very extinct.
but that is pretty interesting just because it was, one of like the major city at a certain point in time, which, made it capture the best of the, um, uh, I didn't write it down, but it's known for its Art Deco skyscrapers. Um, so it kind of captured that, the best in the United States at least, and now um, it's kind of starting to be left to crumble.
Yeah.
Um,
It is
but
interesting. I mean, just going anywhere in like the quote unquote Rust Belt is kind of interesting because right there was a point in time like I was in Cleveland a few months ago. Just yesterday I was in Cincinnati. Um,
Cincinnati,
but like you go to these places that are like now kind of like oh like nobody's really thinking about them, but you go to them and you could tell like oh this used to be the place,
right? Yeah.
and like there's some cool stuff because of that. And
Mhm.
like Detroit, yeah, used to be not only like Detroit used to be like the place of like the quote unquote Rust Belt. That was like the city.
Yeah.
Um, and you
The
can tell from the architecture like this was the place.
Right. And the um it is kind of sad how how much it's gone down, but I did find that the job growth has increased each year since 2000 by at least 1%. 2023 is projected 3%. Um, on the other hand, and maybe these are feeding together. Um, there's been a decrease in population from anywhere between 20.25% to
See,
0.5%.
our unemployed are leaving, so they're not ours anymore.
Yeah. From yeah, it's kind of funny, but from
They're Flint's problem now.
yeah, from the same time period of the year 2000. Yeah, they're Flint's problem now. But I did see um the one of the more eye grabbing buildings, the Guardian building. I don't know if you saw that one. Um,
Which one is
but
that?
it's the Guardian building. It has it looked kind of like made out of brick.
What?
A
A
little.
building made of brick?
I know, insane. Not brick. It almost seems like ceramic,
I'm
like
gonna I'm
clay
gonna
almost.
look it up and see if it looks familiar to me.
Yeah, yeah. But the interior was in like as you described, like you could tell that this city used to be the place, um, because it is it's the headquarters for the county. Now I believe it used to be something different, but it's the headquarters for the county, and it is um, like retail, office space, a lot of office space, but really elegant looking, really nice, really um, very well decorated, um, interior and exterior. Definitely stands out. Um, yeah, just one of the spots.
Sorry, I had to plug in my computer and get some more water. But
Oh,
yeah,
no
I
problem.
mean, hold on, Guardian Building. Let me look this up real quick. Detroit,
I think it's
Michigan.
called that because on the outside there's like a sculpture on the
Oh,
building of two guardians.
yeah!
It's
Holy
pretty cool.
moly!
Holy,
Holy moly! This is, I
oh my
mean,
god.
I'm seeing pictures of the inside. The outside definitely looks familiar. I mean,
Mhm.
right? It's very imposing, very tall, and very like vibrant. Like, yeah, it is brick or stone or
Yeah,
something. Very vibrant.
yeah,
And then the
yeah. It
inside,
looks
I've
insane.
never seen this before, but holy, yeah, it's
It is
really
a
cool.
very pretty building. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got me looking at it again. It's so nice. And for it to be just the well, I already mentioned it also has office buildings, but for it to be kind of like in a city that's so run, well, the outskirts are so run down. It's
right.
just it's pretty amazing, to I would assume to walk into a place like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's all I have for the architecture.
Well, like I said, I was surprised. Like I got down there. There's a lot of eye grabbing buildings, and
Yeah,
even in the snow, I was like, I'm gonna walk around some more and look at all this
that is
stuff.
the best. Yeah, the best test is to go in winter.
Yeah,
If you want to check a place out and just to test the waters, test them in winter because in the summer it'll be summer's one thing,
right. There's
but
always there's always kind of like a
a
like a
nice vibe.
rose
Yeah,
colored tint to reviewing something in summer.
yeah, yeah. So
And
that's
here
our
at Bikey Gang, we're all about giving you the straight truth. You gotta
that's right.
you gotta see it at its most depressing.
That's right. That's
And
right.
they passed the test. So shout out Detroit.
That is fucking good. It passed the test.
Real
Good
quick,
town.
I'd like to talk about food
Oh
um,
yeah.
because I'm
Please talk about
hungry.
food.
Uh, Joseph, can you make me some food, please? I'm hungry.
Okay.
Um,
Cause I'm hungry.
'Cause I'm hungry.
let's talk
um,
about let's talk about food.
some people say that food is an important part of culture. So I'll talk about it and claim it as my idea that food is part of culture.
Hot take. Fresh take. Food is an important part of culture. Um,
Yes.
including Detroit.
Have you ever heard of Detroit style pizza?
I want to say I have, but I don't know what that looks like.
I was I was unfamiliar of Detroit having their own style of pizza. I was aware of the traditional New York slice. the
Right. The
thin
Chicago.
crust,
Yeah.
Chicago deep dish. But apparently Detroit
Yeah.
has some skin in the game here, some skin in the pizza game.
Uh-huh. What is a Detroit pizza
And it's
style?
basically it's like the squares. It's like the square pizza with the square slices. That is apparently like Detroit pizza. And
Oh,
like specifically also the like edges have to be kind of like caramelized, like crunchy, cheesy,
oh.
like crust.
When we were reviewing Portland
Yeah.
and I said
When you boldly claim that Portland had the best pizza.
yeah. Well, actually, what's crazy now that you mention it, it was that style pizza.
It was
It
Detroit
didn't
style
say,
pizza.
yeah, they didn't say it was Detroit style pizza, but it's just as you
Sure.
described, and that was the best pizza I've had. So maybe Detroit has the best pizza.
You
But
heard it
yeah,
here
continue.
first, folks. Portland is lying to us, trying to steal Detroit pizza. Second
That's
of all,
right.
maybe Detroit is the best pizza city. Maybe.
Maybe Detroit. Yeah. But
Um,
that was a good pizza. A
yeah,
good
so I
slice.
went to Buddy's, which
Mhm.
is I guess the like main one that they have for Detroit style pizza. It was good. It was pretty freaking good.
Nice. Good.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Any more food that you checked out that was noteworthy? Any more locations?
Um, One thing I will say about food, because we brought this up with the Muslim population, you're going to get
Mm,
a lot of Mediterranean food, a lot of halal,
nice.
um, a lot of like gyros and stuff too.
Oh
Um,
man,
so
that's some of my favorite food is like Greek food,
yeah, so
Mediterranean.
you'll get good food. You'll get good pizza. You'll get good Mediterranean, and I mean supposedly, I mean it's got to be good soul food if it's coming
Yeah.
from a leaning brick tower, leaning brick building with a small little Traeger out back. It's got to be good.
I I do remember that Anthony Bourdain episode on Detroit. They had some of the best barbecues and yeah, some of the best soul food out there. It looked insane, and it was served out of um, just kind of the place that you described, the a leaning kind of
Yeah,
shack. You
yeah,
know, um, I I'm gonna look really quickly at because I'm curious at um, what the largest employers are for Detroit. Just to round it out, I would assume it would just be the city, the local city.
sure,
Um,
yeah.
but
I,
it is,
I can't imagine that it's Ford anymore. Maybe it
yeah.
is still Ford. I don't know.
So Rocket Companies, which holds the top spot as the city's largest employer,
Rocket
also experienced,
companies?
yeah, I don't even, yeah,
Huh. Are they
experienced a
building
drop.
rockets in Detroit?
I think they might be.
Are they becoming the next Houston?
There,
Next
yeah,
H Town?
Mr. Musk is moving to Detroit.
Mr. Musk is
Um,
moving to Detroit.
it doesn't, oh, okay. Rocket as in Rocket Mortgage. They're mortgage lenders.
Oh. Huh.
So, yeah, it's the biggest one with 21.6% of their population just works for Rocket Mortgage. Um, Kind of a random employer, but there you have it.
There you have it.
Second to the city of Detroit.
Um, I've got a couple quick more notes here.
Yeah.
Uh, One uh, that I thought was just interesting is just how close Detroit is to the Canadian border.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
like it's
Forget
literally
about
it's
that too.
right there. Like
Mm.
you have like the border and like the people stopping you to check your passports, and then like downtown is like 2 blocks away. Like it's right there. Like
That's pretty crazy.
I've never seen anything like that because you think of like border towns or
Yeah.
like big
Yeah.
border towns, especially like San Diego is still like
Mhm.
a couple hours away from Mexico.
Sure.
Seattle is still like a couple hours away from Canada.
Yeah.
Um,
El Paso is
I mean, I guess El
pretty good.
Paso's right there, but San Antonio's a couple hours away from Mexico.
Right, yeah. But
Uh,
this one is right on the foot of Canada, right?
it's right
Which
there.
is that's crazy.
And also one of the rare places where you enter Canada going south.
Oh, really? You
Yeah,
have to go. Huh. It dips the
yeah, it
Cajun.
dips. It's in the dip.
It's in the
Give me
depths.
some dip.
Yeah.
I need some chew real quick.
So,
Mm.
overall thoughts, final thoughts on Detroit. I'll just say mine real quickly since I don't have the boots on the ground experience. Um, it seems like you know uh, it seems like a nice place, at least downtown. It seems pretty difficult. At least downtown doesn't seem like um, a place where there's a lot of housing. Um, so that being said, it seems like it would be a difficult place to live um, on the outskirts. It does seem we should have added crime rate. I forgot about
Oh man,
that.
we can we
Yeah,
can
we'll
look
just look
it
it
up
up real quick.
real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. I have to cut this.
This is
It's
an
on our
open
phone.
note. This is an open note test.
Open, yeah. Um,
While you do that, I'll just say like continuing with the Canada thing. It's like so close that like I saw buildings that were in Canada and I thought they were like still part of like downtown Detroit. And like
wow.
the thing that like caught my eye is I saw like a Caesar's Palace. And I was like, wait, is there
What is that?
gambling legal in
Uh,
Michigan? Because
Caesar Palace
I
is like
didn't
a
know that like gambling would be legal in Michigan or like, oh, it's just like a Native American territory kind of thing. But then I walk over and the Caesars was in Canada actually. And then that got me to thinking: is gambling legal in just throughout Canada? I wonder what Canada's gambling laws are.
yeah. I would not have expected that. Um, okay, so the city's crime rate has decreased considerably from its 1980s peak um, by 67% from
Wow!
1985 to 2014. So
Holy
it's a
shit!
lot better than it used to
67%.
be.
Yeah.
Um, although as of 2019, um, it is not the best. It has
He's
it
still
the
not
forty
looking good.
second it has the 42nd highest murder rate in the world. Um,
42nd highest murder rate in the world.
yeah. Uh,
What? How does that compare to
I
U.S.
don't,
stats?
I don't really know, but here I'll read the current stats. Detroit Police Department's crime analysis unit has reported that the crime has dropped by 20% since the introduction of casino gaming. Maybe
Oh, so it's
that's
legal in
strange.
Detroit too. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Um, very odd. The
Also,
number of homicides.
how is that dropping crime? What the
I don't
hell?
know. I guess they're just fixated on something
Dude,
else on the
that's
calls.
a crazy case study to try to figure out
Yeah,
why
yeah,
is
that is really
gambling
weird.
fixing Detroit's crime issue?
I wonder what Vegas has to say about that.
Yeah.
Zero crime in Vegas.
Yeah, I wonder what the crime rate of Vegas is. I mean, I've always felt pretty safe in Vegas, but
Yeah,
whatever that means.
yeah. um, yeah, it declined since '67, but by 2012, however, the murder count had rebounded um, to 114 murders within a year. Jesus. Um, I'm looking for a percentage here. I'm sorry. Um, in 2021, there were 275 murders. In
What?
2020, there were 327.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yikes.
In 2019, there were 272. So 2020 was a spike by a lot, and then it went back
I wonder
down
what
to
caused that.
their safe 2019. Right. The safe 2019 number is of 275.
Huh.
Um, so Detroit, not the it's among the nation's most violent big cities. Um, it is Jesus 2,178 violent crimes per 10,000 residents. So
2,078 per
yeah,
10,000 residents.
you have
So
you
over
have
a
like
fifth.
yeah 5% chance of getting murdered or stabbed or shot in Detroit. But um, yeah, one of the worst in the states. I think it's
Yeah.
second to only Chicago.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say I know Chicago is like
yeah,
our
the worst
supposed
one.
murder capital is Chicago.
Yeah, in
Um,
2021.
yeah,
But that being said, it seems like a really nice inner city. Oddly enough,
yeah,
um, good food, interesting architecture, inner city, and um, I guess we should mention it's pretty good diversity too, in terms of the food and the population.
yeah.
Um, so not the most bike friendly, it doesn't look like, but
No, no.
I forgot to mention that they do have scooters.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah,
scooters are $1 to ride, and they're 15 cents per minute.
yeah.
What about my
What
15
about
cents?
my 15 cents?
Um, so I guess the reason as to why all of these, the scooters and the bikes are located only downtown, I would assume is because of the safety of the outskirts of the inner
Yeah.
city. Um, so yeah, this being
I
said,
wouldn't imagine someone wanting to ride a bike,
yeah,
especially at
it's a
night,
scooter around.
outside the urban area there.
Yeah, just get shot as a moving target on a scooter.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that being said, it seems like a richly cultural, um, historically rich as well city. Um, I have not been there myself, so this my rating might be, um, take it with a grain of salt. But I'll do my rating as I'll probably I'll do 2.5 out of 5. Um, Anthony Bourdain's.
Mm. All right. Yeah, my summation would be uh cool, surprisingly cool place. Um wouldn't necessarily want to live there because of the surrounding area, but I could see myself spending a summer there. I think there might be a fun summer. It might be a fun summer destination. Spend
Yeah,
3 months Detroit. Get an apartment in downtown, and that could be fun.
yeah,
Uh,
I could see that.
so I'll give it a same rating. I will give it 5 out of 10 square pizza slices.
Nice. All right, so I'm seeing the consensus is not really a long term place to live, not the most desirable long term place, but worth checking out. Even though it's been covered multiple times by news sources, um, the inner city is still worth checking out, and you probably won't get shot in the city,
That's right.
maybe on the outside.
But I mean,
Uh,
we certainly can't promise that.
we can't, yeah, no promises.
If there's anything the stats we just looked up says, we certainly can't promise that.
This has been yeah, this has been the Bikey Gang guarantee. You won't
By
get shot.
being guarantee you won't get shot.
Yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed this one. A little, oh yeah, a little more open note test. Um, but yeah, this has been me and the Big D signing off.
Ding ding.